Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cock Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a good Tuesday, wherever you are around the world. Hopefully, everyone's good. Hopefully, everyone's had a good international break. Because look, it's been boring, hasn't it? There's been no news. There's not been any Liverpool news to talk about. But again, we are back. We're here for, of course, obviously the end of the international break. Because look, after today, everyone will be returning back to the clubs. And we've had a bit of news, of course, as you can see by the thumbnail and the title, of course. Anyway, but let me know all of you are in the comment section down below as well. Apologies, there hasn't been any shows the last, 4 days, I think it's been, or 5 days. So apologies for that as well. But hopefully everyone is good. Hopefully everyone is well. Of course, we're going to obviously discuss tonight. Obviously, we're going to discuss Queen Kelleher's comments that he made, obviously, against, just before the England game, speaking about his future at the football club. We also got updates on Alexis McAllister and Curtis Jones, which again, I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. And of course, we're going to discuss the Adidas deal. Liverpool and Adidas are officially a thing, as we think, anyway, as of things are right now. But of course, nothing is officially confirmed. But we're going to talk a bit about it. Sorry, guys, had hiccups then. But yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about it. Hopefully we'll get your guys' thoughts in the comments about it as well, and just let me know how all of you are as well down below. It won't be a long show. I'm not going to say it's going to be like an hour show, but I say this and we end up going for at least nearly an hour. Anyway, but no, it'll be around half an hour tonight, guys. Anyway, because there's not much news. But tomorrow, of course, we're going to talk more about the squad as well. We're going to talk about, can Liverpool compete for the Premier League and so on, of course, because look, we are now in the thick and fast stuff now in the Premier League. Look, we've got, games now, 3 times a week now coming up. Again, we've got Premier League, League Cup, Champions League, in that order pretty much, every couple of weeks now, as well, of course, starting with, of course, Forest on Saturday. Then, of course, we got the Champions League against AC Milan on the Tuesday. So, again, games are coming thick and fast for the Reds. Anyway, but I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comments, and hopefully everyone is all good and well. Anyway, but we'll move on then to the Kelleher comments, and of course, this is what he's had to say regarding his future as well. So this was taken, of course, this piece anyway, taken from the press conference before the England game that he did speak out upon, saying that Kelleher hasn't been shy about saying he wants to be the number 1 goalkeeper for a top club, and he has now issued perhaps his strongest statement yet, saying in the Irish Times report, Kelleher comments with a goalkeeper saying, "I made it clear in the last few years I want to go to be a number 1 and play it week in, week out. The club made the decision to get another goalkeeper in Mamardashvili. From the outside looking in, it looks like they have made a decision to go in another direction. My ambition has always been clear in the last few seasons that I want to be a number 1. It looks like it's 100% my decision, but at times it's not always in my hands." Of course, then he goes on to speak about, obviously, over the summer, Liverpool agreed to sign Georgian goalkeeper for 29 million, obviously, but Romina Valencia for another season. So, obviously, strong words from Kelleher. Let's be brutally honest. Look, he's very frustrated at the sense of, look, he's currently sat on the bench at Liverpool, and Liverpool have gone out and signed another goalkeeper for, a fee where we do look at it and go, oh, you can understand where Liverpool are doing it, because again, they're future-proofing the goalkeeping department. Obviously, when Alisson does leave the football club, of course, the club's idea is, Mamardashvili will come in and fight for that spot. But I think overall with Kelleher, though, as well, for me, again, you can understand where he's coming from. Look, last season, for example, he played, near enough the same games as Alisson last season due to, Ali's injury. They kept him out for a very long time. And that's something as well where you do look at it and go, of course, Kelleher is capable of being a number 1 elsewhere in Europe. It's not only just the Premier League. He could go to a top team in Europe, and I do believe that. I think he could step up to that pressure, for example, to go on in somewhere in Europe and do that. But again, he looks like he wants to stay in the Premier League, and of course, I think he even spoke briefly about it, that again, Liverpool had bids reject, Liverpool did reject bids for him this season. And look, I don't think Liverpool have hid away from that fact either. That look, everybody knows. Look, we've rejected multiple bids for you, but at the same time, it's those bids have been very disrespectful. I believe in many ways. Like, look, James Pearce did come out, didn't he, a couple of days ago, and said that Forest bid £7 million and offered Matt Turner in the other way. Now, no offense, Matt Turner at the moment is third choice goalkeeper at Crystal Palace, at Nottingham Forest. So why on earth would Liverpool accept that type of deal? Again, Liverpool value Kelleher around £30 million, or 25-30 million pounds. There is zero chance Liverpool would accept that type of deal. And look, I don't know how much they they rate Matt Turner, but it felt like they were just gonna, go, oh well, this person's available. We'll throw him into the mix as well. I watched Matt Turner last year when Liverpool played Forest in Anfield. I was at the game, and that was awful. Like, he was so bad in that game. And yeah, I just thought it's very laughable. I feel like, in the sense, and not towards Kelleher, because I think Kelleher, look, he can be rightfully frustrated because, look, he deserves game time, he deserves the opportunity to play, and that's plain and simple to see. But, and also saying that, Liverpool deserve the money in that aspect. Again, Kelleher, he's won plenty of penalty shootouts for Liverpool. Again, he stepped up to the plate when Ali's been out injured in multiple seasons. So why can't Liverpool then go and demand a £25 million asking fee for him? Because I think he is worth that. You think, you look at the market, he's it's somewhere around that. But again, I do feel like Liverpool are in their right to do that, in my honest opinion anyway. But big up Doug as well. Hope you're doing well. Excuse me. But thank goodness we didn't sell him to Forest and get Matt Turner in return for £7 million. It's laughable. He's worth at least 30 to 40 million. Yeah, I think 25 to 30 million, I think, is very reasonable for Kelleher. I would, I'm not going to lie by that. As well, if anybody's in here as well, Doug, let me know. If I am freezing a little bit, I don't know why. Again, the internet's good, everything's good, but for some reason, StreamYards, I don't know why, but I seem to be lagging, looking at the screen, and that. So let me know if the audio is good, and other things are good as well. He is crap. Yes, he is. Matt Turner is awful. God awful. Anyway, but look, I think Kelleher will, of course, he'll stay now for the season, but I think it's pretty much the writings on the wall for next year. I think, look, there's already been conversations around the football club that Mamardashvili is going to come in and can compete for a first team spot, which that's surprising in itself, because I think a lot of people thought that maybe he might go out for another loan deal, and then we'll see in 2026 potentially where the goalkeeping department is off. But I feel like for me, Liverpool, Liverpool are, of course, stocked up on goalkeepers. Of course, we've got Alisson, we've got Kelleher at the moment, we've got Yoras as well, who's in the youth development team. Of course, we've obviously got a few goalkeepers in the academy, but and of course we've got Mamardashvili coming in as well. So again, future-proof in that position. Liverpool are very well stocked in that area. It's just, again, I think Kelleher will leave next summer now. I think Liverpool may accept a kind of a, not a, oh, okay, we're good, a cheap deal in that sense. I don't think Liverpool would do that personally, but I feel like Liverpool, if somebody did offer maybe 15 million then or 20 million, Liverpool may go, okay, we'll let you go, because of course if Mamardashvili's coming in, you don't want three pretty much number one goalkeepers in that sense. But then, in also saying that, mind, I also feel like Mamardashvili may go back out on loan next year. I don't think he'll stay at the football club, because Alisson Becker's there. I don't think Arne Slot's gonna look at it and go, oh yeah, we need to replace Alisson Becker. He's the best goalkeeper in the world at the present moment in time. So, of course, Liverpool have signed Mamardashvili to be the next Alisson Becker in that sense, but there is no need to, of course, rush Ali out to the football club or to sell Alisson, because Ali, is for me the best goalkeeper in the world, and I think many other people would agree with that as well. Anyway, but moving on slightly, of course, we'll speak now about Alexis McAllister. Of course, obviously, there's been reports suggested over the last few days, of course, with Macca's injuries, and of course, obviously, a lot of, you know, what's the right word, chat? A lot of eyes, then, let's say, towards, of course, in Argentina. Is he fit? Is he injured? That and around that. But again, he's not in Argentina's squad tonight. He's on the bench, but he's not starting, which again is a good thing. And hopefully, he does get rested. Hopefully, he doesn't play any minutes against Colombia. I think that game kicks off in literally 15 minutes. So again, great news that again Macca seems to be okay. But again, if there's 1% risk of him, potentially being out injured, again, I don't want him playing for Argentina. I want him back on Merseyside tomorrow, and hopefully, again, it'll be good news the fact that he isn't going to be out injured. That's say anyway. But again, similar with Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones is back. James Pearce has confirmed it, and other Liverpool journals have confirmed it. He was in first team training today, full training. So, that's really, really good. As well, obviously, Darwin Núñez, Joe Gomez as well. Obviously, the players that didn't go on to the international break. Obviously, Federico Chiesa as well also trained in the first team training as well today. So again, I think that'll even be a debate for the weekend potentially. Do we see the debut of Federico Chiesa? I do think we do, but again, it'll be very interesting, won't it, to see what team Arne Slot does go for, because like I said to you guys a couple of days ago, like, for me, the most interesting thing now, about the unknown part of Arne Slot is how he deals with rotation. We've not seen that yet for Liverpool, where we've seen him, having to, take out 3 or 4 players here and there, and make sure that the squad is fit and ready to go again, because with the Champions League coming up now, thick and fast, the League Cup, the Premier League, I expect him to completely change the team for the League Cup, similar to like what Jurgen did in that sense. But I feel like for the Champions League and the Premier League, like again, I think on the weekend he'll go full strength again. I think it'll be pretty much the same team. Same as what we saw against Manchester United. But I do also think that with the Champions League in mind, we may see Curtis Jones play next Tuesday, or we may even see Federico Chiesa maybe starting instead of Mo Salah on that wing, or maybe Cody Gakpo, Darwin Núñez playing as well. That's the thing for me that I'm most intrigued about by Arne Slot at the minute, is where will he see the rotation being? Because I think Virgil van Dijk will play every game, Champions League and the Premier League. But I also think it'd be interesting to know when, like a Conor Bradley comes in or a Kostas Tsimikas comes in, like where they fit in terms of Slot's rotation. I think that's very interesting. Anyway, but Doug says I'm off to the game on Sunday. I know. Hopefully, I do have a good game. Hopefully it'll be a good win as well, fingers crossed. But have you heard any rumours about Elliott? Seen a few tweets saying he's injured. Yeah, I've seen the same one saying he's out for like 4 to 7 weeks, which I've not seen anything yet. I did see like obviously he left the England camp, didn't he? Because supposedly they were meant to be doing checks on certain players, but there was rumours that there was a number of England players that were falling out of the under 20, is it under 21 or under 23 squads, and again those players reportedly went back to their clubs and they were fine. We've not heard anything on Harvey Elliott, which is a bit concerning a little bit. The fact that no Liverpool journal has said anything in terms of him, what's wrong with him. Is it just a precaution reason that he left the England squad, or is it a really serious injury? Hopefully nothing serious, touch wood, and that's the hopeful dream for it as well. But of course, we know it, don't we? We won't find out until Arne Slot's press conference, till Friday, most likely anyway, unless we hear like a Paul Joyce or anyone else in that regard, of course, saying again, like, look, this is the situation we're in that aspect of things anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments anyway. But we'll move on then to the last story Obviously, great news that Curtis Jones is back as well in terms of the squad. But again, it doesn't get head Ryan Gramovich for me. But let's get on then to the final story. Let's talk then about Liverpool and Adidas. Looks like the boys are back in that regard to, of course, Liverpool and Adidas. So according to Footy Headlines, .com, very reliable in terms of the football kits and so on as well. If I can quickly get them up on the share screen. There we go. So as it says, as hopefully you guys can see on the screen, if it will work. Why is that not working? Hang on a minute. Let me get that off. There we go. So, as you can see on screen right now, so it says confirmed Liverpool has already signed Adidas kit deal, no more Nike. It does go on to say as well, by here saying Footy Headlines can confirm that Liverpool will switch to Adidas from the 25-26 season. The deal is signed and the kit designs are ready and sealed as well, which of course, will be the first time since I want to say 2011 or 2012 since Liverpool last had Adidas. I want to say the 11-12 season we had Adidas anyway. So it's been a while, as the market has returned after 13-year hiatus, of course. And then we scroll down briefly as well, because there was a little timeline thing when I looked a bit earlier. Yeah, so as you can see, obviously this is obviously the full length of Liverpool's kit suppliers. Of course, obviously we made them in-house. Then it was Umbro, then the first stint with Adidas from 85 to 96, then 96 to 06 with Reebok, then 06 to 2012 with Adidas, and then obviously the horrible era with Warrior, the phenomenal era in terms of New Balance, and then of course what we've had over the last 5 years with Nike as well. So look, I like Adidas products. Again, I love the fact that we've got Adidas back in that sense, because look, like growing up as a kid, Adidas was they were the kits again. You can go back and look at the 08-09 season when we had, of course, the home kit was stunning. The away kit, we all remember it, Old Trafford, and then that green third kit. I always remember playing West Ham away in that kit, and that for me was again what we've had, over the last few years. We've had good kits. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, again, you look at what Adidas has done this year in terms of Juve's, even Man United, sadly, Arsenal's kits as well. Arsenal's kits, especially the last few years, they've been absolutely banging kits. And look, I want a football kit that's going to stand out. Of course, I very much. I'm in that bracket of, look, I love the classic kits. I love the fact you can have a classic vibe with a kit. Like, again, that is, as you can see, Trent, but that's taken from a template, of course. But this is the kit I want Liverpool to make. Obviously, the photo is taken from, if anybody knows on Twitter, LFC Zone 11, I believe his name is. Again, brilliant concept artist. He, again, I think in Footy Headlines get their renders from him as well. But this is the football kit I want. I want the replica from, of course, the 89-90 kit. Like, that is, for me, is the best Liverpool home kit of all time. It is, plain and simple. And if we can get a home kit like this, it'd be brilliant. But that's the thing. Like, again, I want Liverpool to be able to, again, be a bit more like similar, like how we see it now, where you see concept arts in that sense as well, where you look at football kits and you go, oh, that's a banging football kit. And also I want Liverpool to be that again in that sense, but also, like, it's also then the other way. Like, again, we all speak about Adidas wear and this, that, the other, and of course the affordability of it as well. I was speaking a bit earlier on with a few of the boys, and of course, Nike are supposedly meant to be increasing their pricing again, which I think the rumor is for next year, just for the stadium kit, it's going to be £100. And again, that's not the vapor version, that's not the professional version, that's the normal standard version. It's going to be £100, which again, that's ridiculous. Considering, again, obviously, we're still in a cost of living crisis. Again, the whole thing around the football kits as well. Like, look, I love football kits. I've got a full wardrobe of football kits right next to me. And again, I'm privileged in that sense that I can afford a football kit. Again, I know a lot of people can't afford it. Again, they go and look on different websites, and I know that debate at the minute is currently holding a very divisive conversation, I think, on social media at the minute, in terms of fake kits and real kits. Like, for me, I'll never buy a fake kit, me personally, but I know plenty of people that have had to do that and will do that just because, again, the pricing of football kits is ridiculous. And it is. And I do believe football teams should now, and again, this is not the full kits. I think you can be able to change your away kit or change your third kit, but I feel like home kits should be mandatory 2 years. Like 2 seasons, you should have the same kit, similar to what it was back 20 plus years ago when it was the same kit for at least 2 seasons. I feel like that should come back. I know Luton have done it. I know that I think Sheffield did it a couple of years back. Brentford, I think, have done it as well more recently. So again, teams are doing it, but I think it needs to become a mandatory thing where, again, teams have to have the same home kit for 2 years. And people go, oh, you lose money by doing that. Like, again, I don't think you will. I think you'd actually encourage, people buying it if it was over 2 years. Again, because I think people look at it and go, oh, well, that's only going to be good for a year, if that makes sense. Like, again, like, let's say, kids with school and so on, again, they'll buy this year's kit. And then, 10 months later, there's a brand new kit that's just come out. And of course, obviously, the new, the kids that can afford it, you're like, oh, look at me, I've got the kids. That's for me something that, again, shouldn't really happen. But that's just my opinion. As I know plenty of people will have different opinions on it as well. But genuinely, through the Nike situation, again, I think Liverpool, obviously, it's going to be a more lucrative deal with Adidas as well, which will also be great. Of course, it's got to be obviously a lot better, considering Liverpool have a very unique deal with Nike in that sense. But maybe, obviously, in renegotiations, maybe they wasn't offering the same thing. But supposedly the rumor is it's worth more money. So again, would be very interesting to know how much as well. But are you getting any of the kits this season? Yes, I'll be getting the home and the third kit. I'm getting for me anyway. But yeah, that's where I'm getting. But Jonathan was like, hang on, do you think we will get all the three guys to sign the new deals? I really hope so. Yes, in my opinion, I think both. I mean, all of Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and Trent will sign a new deal. I do believe that. I'd be very intrigued if they didn't, but yeah, I for me right now, I would say Liverpool are gonna they'll re-sign the deals. I'm not gonna say I'm confident on it because look, we've I've said this before, like I've said it that I was confident that Jude Bellingham was going to sign for Liverpool, and at one point it did look like it, but nevertheless he signed with Madrid. I was confident that Zubimendi was going to sign for Liverpool, but that never happened as well. So, like, I do think they will sign. I think Mo and Virgil will sign 2-year deals, and I think Trent will be a 5-year contract. That's just my opinion. On it again, don't know anything before anybody goes at me, but I do think that will be that'll be the gist of things. Let's just say that anyway. To be fair, at least anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments if you're watching on the repeat as well. I am going to leave it there for tonight. Again, it was not going to be a very long stream because, again, tomorrow we're gonna, if anybody is available tomorrow, of course, we're gonna probably do a little bit of a debate speaking about the season ahead. Speak about, can Liverpool compete with Arsenal and City at the top of the league? I say why not, but again, people may have different views on it as well. Anyway, but I got the away one. Love the colours. Yeah, like I do think Nike have totally banged this year's kits out, and I do. I think the away one is really, really nice. I think the home one, it was a bit weird at first, I think with the neck, with the collar, I should say, really, but again, I really like it. And I think, as well, obviously, if your team goes on to do something in that kit, like I think the third kit now, I think is iconic in some ways, similar to how the the away kit, was it 2 years ago in the 21-22 season, the Aqua kit? Like, I think that kit is iconic because we beat Man United 5-0 away from home. And similar now, we battered Manchester United 3-0 away from home. It could have been a lot more. Again, if Liverpool had gone on to win that game 4-5, 6-0, like that would have been, even more iconic. And I think the kit, again, results change the way we think of kits. Like, you look at the 08-09 season, that grey kit was one of the worst selling away kits in Liverpool's history. As soon as that game against Manchester United happened, the kit was selling out like constantly. And even now, when you look at it, I think even when you go and look on, I think on classic football shirts, like the football kit's going for like 80, £90, and that's that's because it's such an iconic kit now. Because again, Liverpool beat Manchester United away from home. But again, you look through the season, like again, I really like that green kit. If anybody, I'll try and see if I can get that up now. But if anybody knows the kit I'm going on about, 2008-09 Liverpool third kit. Yeah, let me quickly type this in. Yeah, because for me, I love this kit even more. I remember us playing. Was it Atletico away that we? Can I get this up, or is it gonna just not let me get it? Yeah, there we go. So, quickly get that up. So this is the kit for me that I loved growing up as a kid. I don't know whether or not if anybody else would agree with it personally. Let me quickly get this up for you guys so you guys can see where there it is. Actually, no, that's not it. There you go. Let me quickly get that up, close that down. So that's the kit for me that I loved personally. There we go. So let me go up, take that comment off. Yeah, this for me was the kit. Like again, I can always remember Xabi Alonso in it and Steven Gerrard away to Atletico Madrid, where we drew, I think, 1-1. And we wore this kit. Like I don't know why, but I just love this kit. I don't actually own it, which I should actually do, but yeah, I don't know why, but like that season, as I got on big screen, there we go. So that season, again, I just remember Robbie Keane. Obviously, I was really excited about him signing for Liverpool. The fact that Liverpool were getting Robbie Keane in the club to play with Fernando Torres, and we didn't really play with two strikers. We played Fernando Torres up top, and then Steven Gerrard in the 10. We never really played with two strikers. We did for about 6 games of that season, and then for some reason Rafa Benitez went, "Yep, don't like it. I'm going to go back to 4-4-2, a midfield 4 of Alonso, Mascherano, Riera, and Dirk Kuyt, and then a front 2 of Fernando Torres and Steven Gerrard." Like that was just Rafa's tactics. But yeah, no, that's the kit for me that I think of when I think of Adidas and Liverpool growing up, as well. Anyway, but I got the away one. Love the colours. The money, obviously, the big up Jack as well. Obviously, Jack was just streaming as well. So if you're gonna go and check Jack's Twitch out, Jack, leave it in the comments if you want to as well. Do you remember that Arsenal away? We were home short with the away top. Yeah, that was weird. I think there was a weird story behind that as well. To be fair, I think Liverpool, because Liverpool could have wore their green kit, and I don't think Arsenal were allowing them to, or something like that. So they had to go with a mixture, because Arsenal's kit back then was weird because they had a red and white top, white shorts, and red socks, or like red and white socks that made it look weird. It was something like that. But yeah, supposedly Arsenal didn't allow Liverpool to play in their third kit, which bloody Arsenal, and bloody weirdos. But yeah, I remember that. Like that season, Liverpool should have won a trophy. We should have won the Champions League. We should have won the Premier League. Again, we were looking back at the 08-09 season about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, somewhere. I can't remember where it was, But Liverpool just drew too many games in that season. Like we drew like 0-0, 1-1, like ridiculous results at home. Like again, I think was it Middlesbrough at home or no, it wasn't Middlesbrough. We beat Middlesbrough. I think it was Hull, Stoke as well. I think we drew at home. Obviously the Arsenal game, which we were lucky to draw that at the end. But there was so many different variations of games where you looked at it and go, Liverpool should have done a lot better than that. I think Manchester City at home, I think Liverpool had like 30 attempts on goal in that game. It was ridiculous. But again, look, that's what cost you league titles. And just to think that Rafa team didn't win anything, again, it's ridiculous. The fact that we didn't go on to win anything that season as well anyway. But I am going to leave it there for tonight, guys, anyway. But yeah, if there's anyone that wants to tune in tomorrow, of course, 9 p.m, we're going to have a bit of a debate show talking about it. Of course, what day? So that's Wednesday. Thursday, there is a video lined up. I'm trying to think where it is. I can't quite remember, but yeah, there will be a video on Thursday, and Friday, of course, will be the match preview, of course, for Forest at home. So, of course, hopefully, we'll have a bit of news as well in between that. But let me just double check as well, because I know England were playing. I don't know whether or not they won, because when I looked, it was 0-0 just before I came on. Did England win? They won 2-0. Oh, there we go. And who scores? Harry Kane and Harry Kane. Oh, there we go. But it's great the fact that now England are playing with Trent now as well, by the way, which they should have done anyway. But big up Cal as well. Hope he's doing well. Mate as well. But yeah, England 2-0 right now. Trent assisted, did he? Oh, there we go. By the way, like Holland, like if anybody has seen the Ryan Gravenberch performance for Holland, like, Jesus Christ, he's having a one hell of a performance right now, and they're drawing 2-2. Like, it just goes to show, mind. Matthias de Ligt, I'm looking at the statistics now. He had a 4.6 out of 10 in that first half. Like, that was ridiculous. But Ryan Gravenberch at the minute is currently up for man of the match for Holland. So, it just goes to show what performance he's having at the minute. Hopefully that continues as well coming into international break. Well, after the international break anyway. But just got so I didn't know either. As well. I just got in. Oh, there we go. Ake being carried off. That's not good news for City as well. Well, obviously bad news for Arsenal as well, because of course Declan Rice suspended for Spurs away, and Martin Odegaard injured. So, like, Arsenal out the title race by September. Again, that's the clickbait title, that is. But no, like, I think Arsenal will be fine. But of course, they do have City as well after Spurs, which if they lose against Spurs and Manchester City, that'll be a very tough period as well, obviously including the Champions League in that as well anyway. But like I said, we're going to be live again tomorrow at 9, so make sure you're tuned in, make sure you liked, hopefully you are subscribed. If not, then please do. Of course, we are on the road to 2K, so if you can get there, be very much appreciative as always. Let me just quickly check I've not missed anything. Nope, I've not. So again, hopefully you'll have a fantastic rest of your day as well. Carl says Van Dijk is a shadow of himself in international. Might as well retire now. Yeah, again, I don't care as long as he does it for Liverpool. Carl anyway, but hopefully he'll come back fit and healthy. Anyway, but yeah, if you are new around here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and all that good stuff. But I will see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock for that debate show. But yeah, I've been Connor from the Cock Council. I'll see you guys later. Ta-ra.